Hola amigos from Santiago, Chile. Rupert here, and I just wanted to give you a bit of an update around the AV500. Now, I'll put the important information up front for those of you in a hurry, which is the AV500 is now free. We're going to a freemium model. And I want to unpack that in this video and talk a little bit around the last year and why things are happening and where we're going. So first of all, I have to give a really heartfelt thank you to those members who did join, who did contribute their own funds in order to help us build a community for AV designers and understand that we have a kernel of something very special there. But if I'm being honest, on reflection, I don't feel good charging for what we're currently delivering. I don't think we're delivering enough value in order to be charging you guys. And so that's one of the main reasons why we're now going free. Now, 2025 was a bit of a challenging year for me and the AV500. I had a series of challenging events. So I had 4 separate people lined up to film content, AV design content, or contribute some AV design content. And for whatever reason, all 4 of them ended up falling over. On top of that, I also commissioned a developer to start building some basic AV design tools. So we had an impedance calculator that was supposed to be being built, and I paid a deposit on getting that done, and it fell over as well for whatever reason. It didn't go well. So I was trying to build this a network of other people to help support and bring more content to help us build this, but unfortunately had like a 5-0 win rate on that. Now, add to that, in my own personal situation, I was very fortunate to be brought in on a very complicated project. So a technically very intense project. However, this project had been going on for many years. The original team that had specified the equipment were no longer working on the project, so I was basically picking it up with a new team, and also the drawings and documentation that should have been done for a project of that size and scale hadn't been done up to that point. So it was quite intense. It was quite an intense project, and add to that given the cost of the project and the long history, there was a lot of tension, let's say, inside of that project, which made it quite difficult. And having said that, I really enjoyed it. The actual project and the building and the design, I really enjoyed working on, and there were some good people that I got to work with. So that was all great, but I was spending 7 days a week for a long period of time just to try and get my head around it and basically help unpick the design and create the documentation that was required to deliver it successfully. So that ended up being a massive draw of my attention and energy, meaning I had little left to give to the AV500. And so that's part of the reason, and all of this stuff, I want to be clear, is on me, but that's part of the reason why I feel like we weren't able to really deliver the kind of value that I wanted to deliver. And so now I want to say, okay, we're going to move to a freemium model. So for free, you get access to everything. There is still a paid tier. There's a premium tier, which currently gets you nothing extra than the free version. Really, the premium tier is just if people do get the value and they want to say thank you, there's a mechanism to do that. We may put some premium content in behind that in the future, but that's certainly not on the short-term roadmap. So if you do know anyone, though, that's interested in producing AV design content or helping grow the community, please put them in touch. This is things, if people can create good stuff, I'm willing to pay to help build that. So please let me know. But that's kind of in a nutshell what's been happening with the AV500. Now, for me personally, as some of you know, I've been living as a nomad with my family, so my wife and 2 children. We've spent the last 2 years traveling through Asia and had a fantastic time. And we are now moving into South America. So we're going to be spending time through South America and moving up into the US. So basically touring the Americas for the foreseeable future. So working as a consultant remotely. And I have been very, very fortunate in that I have been invited into a team of US consultants that I think are doing some amazing work, maybe some of the best work in our industry, and they have brought me on as one of their senior consultants. So again, that's another thing that I really need to put all of my attention into, and I need to give that my give it all the love. However, I have been fortunate that they have agreed that they're okay with me talking about my experiences. So I think I'm going to try and do more videos in this format. So this is unscripted. I normally have kind of a bit of a script of what I want to say in these things. This is unscripted, me talking to the camera. I need to improve my speaking skills, so that will surely help with that as well. And I'm hoping I can be able to do things more regularly if I can do it in this more casual format. And if there's things people want to talk about, if you want to hear more about traveling as a family or that side of things, or if you want me to talk about something more technical, then I'm happy to do that as well. But the shooting, like the tutorials, were extremely intense as far as the time to plan them out and do the screen recordings and edit and those sorts of things, and I'm not going to have the capacity to do those at this stage. So and I don't know how much people enjoyed those videos anyway. So I'm going to try something a bit more human, a bit more off the cuff, a bit more unscripted, and we'll see how that works out. Would love to hear some feedback from you. Let me know how your year went. Do you have any ideas or thoughts around how we can make the community better or make it more appealing? I'm certainly open to any suggestions and feedback from you. Hope you're all doing well, and I will see you soon.